This is my end of the year project. I'm going to be making an owl box out of a recycled cabinet. Now this is December 31st, and January and February are kind of prime times for owls to be looking for mates and creating a nesting box. And at least the barn owls in the area. I do have an existing nest, but they don't seem to like it. It's not big enough for them. So this recycled cabinet actually has some plus features in here. One, let's just take a look at what we have here. This is upside down. This is the part that normally would be sitting on the floor, so that's going to go. And this normally was the back of the cabinet. It may or may not be where I'm going to be putting the hole. We'll see. And here's normally where you'd have your cabinet doors. I have a couple pieces of wood right here that will replace both open areas here. Now let me show you where some of the advantages are to using this. And it's primarily this shelf right in here. So let's put it how it'll normally present as a nesting box. You see, if we end up putting the hole for the owl box in this area right here, is this little wall actually makes it more difficult for predators to be able to get to the baby owls. I will go back about halfway and cut it off, and leaving the other half close here. So basically, if a great horned owl is looking for a little tasty barn owl chick, he sticks his head right in here, and he's got to go all the way in and then go around to get over this area where they're actually nesting. So this isn't too big that they can't provide some heat, and not too small they can move around. They like to have something they don't have to bump their head up on. I found that out by making things too small. So basically I'll be putting a front on here and probably put the owl here, a hole here, about 6 inches above the bottom. Keeps the baby owls from falling out. So this actually will be pretty easy to do. After I have it all set up, I'll drill a few little air holes, and then I'm going to paint it a dark brown. And that's going to do two things. One, it's going to protect the wood a little bit, and also waterproof it just a little bit more also. And the third thing is it will also make it blend into the trees just a little bit, so my neighbors don't complain too much. So let's go ahead and get the different stages complete. I'm going to start off removing this end right here, and also that metal railing in there for the drawer. I'm going to take that off also. So let's go ahead and get that started. First thing we have to do is knock the bottoms off the cabinet, and that's done with a nice cold chisel. It was stapled on, so I had to knock those things down, and you can see from inside the unit I used a screwdriver and kind of pulled those back out with some pliers. Here are the roller mechanism for the drawer that would be knocked off with a hammer. Here I'm getting the starting holes for using that drywall saw, and from side to side, and just hit it with a hammer and knocked it right through. No problems there. And then on the one end, just put a little bit of caulking around it, so sealed it down. Same thing for the front of the unit. And then we have to dry a hole. So here's going to the protractor, or actually a compass for a 6-inch hole, and placed on there. Now drilling a hole here so that I can use my saber saw. And here's the old trusty saber saw that many generations of my family have owned. And now we have our 6-inch hole. That's about 6 inches from the bottom there. So we have to put some air holes in the back of the unit here. And here's some more drainage holes at the bottom of the unit. And then some house paint, some brown house paint to seal it up and make it look good. And here it is up in a tree. Please remember to subscribe and share this video to help disabled animals with donated wheelchairs.